when we look at literature, they were having those same conversations. If we look at a work called The City of Women, I can't remember, that's 1100s or 1300s. Same conversation. It hasn't gone away.
Mm-hmm.
History looks like this.
In physics, we're taught every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and growing up as a female, we're taught about the progress we've made in society. But like physics, the progression seems to be met with the same equal and opposite regression.
Anytime there's a movement that looks like progression with women, there's a backlash. So if you say the word feminist, you'll hear automatic backlash. And that has to do with that, because backlash has to do with fear that there will be some type of imbalance or fear of the unknown. So whenever there's fear, there's backlash. And it doesn't even have to do with what feminism in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to do with it. It has to do only with fear. So they're not interested in even learning about what it means, the people who have the backlash. They're not interested in any form of knowledge about it. It's just a fear-based reaction. And that happens over and over anytime there's something to do with women and progress and gender and something new to do with those things. It's just a fear-based reaction. If you look in any meeting, right, see how often the women speak and what happens when they speak. And notice and pay attention. See if they're talked over and why and when and by whom. That's how it happens all the time. And especially when they're in positions of power. Because when a woman's in a position of power, she will be doubted many, many more times than a man in the same position. And that's how it happens. And the women in positions of power know this, because we deal with it constantly. Is it frustrating? Of course. Is it unfair? Well, of course. But right now it is our culture. And so we have to resist it constantly, and we rely on other women to point it out and say, I see what you're doing there, don't do that. And that's how it functions. We have all of us to point out, because the woman herself in the leadership position, if she points it out, it will only make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
And so we rely on each other to say it. And we rely on the men who notice it.
Mm-hmm.
To say, what Dr. Claire said was, and you have to be very aware and cognizant of how people are treated and stick up for it. Because 9 times out of 10, the people who are doing this are not aware. It's ingrained. They've been trained to do it. It's their own unconscious bias against women and women in positions of power. And it's incredibly frustrating, but it only changes when we keep pointing it out. And it's very frustrating, yes, but you have to have people who see it around you and hire people who see it and are trained to see it and have that culture so that it gradually shifts over time with enough people pointing it out.